Hi, welcome to the Cookin and Chillin Channel. This is like a little brainchild of mine because I like watching cooking shows, just putting them on in the background, but I hate how ultra dramatic all the American shows are and love stuff like the Great British Baking Show. So this is a experiment and I decided to, just go for it today because I have a lot of like cooking things I have to do. I'm going to keep looking over here behind the camera because I have like a chalkboard over here with all of my stuff I'm gonna do today. So this is gonna be rambly and awkward and terrible quality because it's on my MacBook webcam and with no microphone, and I have very limited editing skills, so that should set your expectations like immediately in the video. Also, because of my limited editing capabilities, will include all bloopers into this video. So it's gonna be a shit show, but we're gonna chill and do some cooking. Yeah. So on the list today, we got a couple things that are like, this is gonna be like a time management test. So I'm gonna do my weekly loaf of bread because I'm a broke ass bitch, and I realized that cooking bread by yourself, like not buying it, is so much cheaper. Like it seriously costs like 50 cents per loaf. Like I mathed it out one time. So we'll do a whole wheat bread with the help of like an ancient bread maker from the 90s because it does it has a kneading setting that is really nice. So we'll use that. And then I'm gonna make some sandwiches kind of in between all the other things because I want to make my week lunches. But I only have half of my week's bread made, so that's why we're doing a loaf of bread interspersed with some sandwiches and making some lunches for the week. And then I'm going to try for the first time ever baking macarons. I have a really basic recipe, like seriously the filling is like buttercream and vanilla extract, like completely vanilla plain, but I like had such little faith in my abilities to actually pull this up that we're gonna do just the plainest macarons ever to see if I can even make the correct shape. And this will be my first time trying out some piping tips that I got and some silicone macaron baking sheets because I really want to learn how to make macarons. So, and then also gonna make a round of my classic little like beans and rice dinner. So I have like 2 or 3 days of dinners done as well. And that one's kind of like my classic, just like also broke ass bitch recipe of like you get the cheapest beans that you can find, cheapest diced tomatoes, cheapest rice, So we'll be using some free rice from my mother to bake this round. Yeah, so we'll see how well everyone can hear me in the back here when I'm actually cooking. I did a couple tests of just like little short videos, and you can understand me, but it sounds like I'm an alien, and it's all muffled, so enjoy that. So I think to start off with, I want to start with maybe the bread because that needs proving time, and it's like 30 minutes or so each prove. So we're gonna get out our supplies. I also have my recipes on my iPhone that I'll be looking at, and I'll also post those in the description. Probably not the rice and beans one because that is like, even idiots can do it, just like super simple. Throw some beans and rice in a pot, kind of stuff. So let's grab our supplies here. Let's see. So we're gonna need butter, lots and lots of butter today. We're gonna need eggs. Also lots of eggs today. And yeast. I just got like this stuff on Amazon, like the safe, instant, classic yeast. And it spills everywhere, so that's why it's in a bag and like there's yeast all over the place. So, man, Oh god, what else do we need? I think we're good. Oh, a little bit. I have some of this almond and coconut milk. So that is like, this is newish, and I really like it. Um, it's a good mix between the two. If you're not like super into like the nutty flavor of like almond milk or like the out there taste of coconut milk, it's like a good combo. It like tastes a little bit more like dairy milk to me, you know. So we'll get started here. Where did I leave my phone now? Oh, it's on the couch. Oh, good start. Okay, so we're starting on the bread, and step one is pull up your bread recipe. There we go. Step two is you're gonna grease your tin here. So I just have like my gross greasing stick that I keep using, even though it's probably not good. And look at this. This is an ancient artifact from like the 90s. Yeah, it's just terrible. There's like a hook on the inside, and there's just like water spots in there. It's clean, but like super ancient. So you're gonna really get in there with that butter stick and just coat it, because your bread sticks like crazy. Like, it's awful. Like, you're gonna see the end of this and it's never pretty, ever. Like, I don't know who designed bread machines, but like, they were not thinking it through, like, by putting a hook in the end of it, because it gets stuck on the hook. And so you have to like force it out of there. I oftentimes will just like rip the end of the bread off trying to like tear it out of this thing. But hey, like 50 cents bread a week, and then you can do like your little sandwiches and stuff, you know. So it works. It works, you know. When you super broke and work in a temp job, you know, you do shit like this. So I don't know. But, well, and the trick too is like getting it evenly dispersed, because I one time made a loaf that was like, I think I got like not enough butter on one side, and so we ended up ripping off both ends of the bread, because like the bottom end stuck in the machine, and then the other half I ripped off trying to get it out of there. So fun stuff. And just like everything's better with more butter, you know? Yeah. So, oh, and I just realized I forgot to like actually introduce myself. I'm Rachel. I'm like super weird, obviously. Look at me, look what I'm doing, you know? And I've been not meaning to, but like thinking about like doing kind of like YouTube things like for so long, and I was just like, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to like make an idiot out of myself. And I realized that like, you know, today I was like watching Twitch, you know, my stupid little Twitch streamers, and I'm like, I could do that. Like, how easy is that, you know? I mean, other than like the equipment and AV stuff, you know. Like, she's just, my favorite Twitch streamers are like Sims 4 players. And I'm like, dude, I play The Sims 4 for like an ungodly amount of time every single day. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. It's like abstract art or whatever. People are like, I could do that. And they're like, but you didn't. So I had like a moment today where I was like, oh my gosh, I got all these cooking things to do, and you were thinking about a nice little chilled cooking channel, so let's do it. Let's go for it today. Let's just see, you know, what happens. So, but then I realized that, you know, I was thinking of just live streaming it, because then it like, I guess, auto archive. You can set it to like auto archive, so it's like no editing, you know, which is fun. But then I realized I was going through all of it, and I guess there's like minimal, like you have to be on it for a minimum number of days or whatever to like enable live stream. And then it was like you have to text them, and then, you know, they're like, it'll take at least 24 hours to enable the live stream. I was like, ugh, we're talking right now, I want to go. So I'm filming on my MacBook webcam, you know, on photo booth. So because I need my phone, to look at the recipe. So I kind of, we did pretty good with the butter. It looks real gross and it's starting to melt, so we gotta stop. You get it kind of buttered up in there, and then you go get your ingredients. So, I hate when the butter starts melting because it's like super nasty, and now I'm greased up too. And like, oh my god. You know, watch me make a fool of myself for all y'all. That's fine. You know, whatever. It's like, whatever, I don't even know. I was thinking of Bob Ross. I was like, you know, this is just my little kingdom. My forest painting or whatever. So, gonna get that grease off, and then we get to work here. So, you know, I don't even know if this is right, but I start with the dry materials first, because I know that order is very important when it comes to bread machine bread. So, I just guess, because I can't be bothered to like actually read the bread machine instructions. So, your first ingredient is 2 cups of whole wheat flour, which I keep right here. And I just go for the communist King Arthur flour. It's like worker owned and like collectively owned, so you know, have to have it. Like, I also have their all-purpose flour. Good stuff. Good flour. I live on exclusively carbs and yeast, so these are just staples of my diet. So we've got so 90% of what you'll see here was owned by like another family member. So these measuring cups were my great grandpa's. He passed away in, gosh, that was like 2000. I think it was 2016 in June. Or no, maybe it was July. I don't know. But and I was like graduating college soon, so I got all the kitchen stuff basically from him. So we have, oh, do not put that in that bowl. So we just tap it in there, 1 cup. Yeah. Okay, 2 cups, cool. Just kind of fight it. You gotta fight it for a little bit, level it out. And then there is all-purpose flour. I hate how like your screen times out and you're like, Linda, I'm trying to do something. Linda's my phone. We have a love-hate relationship, you know. So she helps me with like essential life functions because I just couldn't function without my iPhone. You know, one of those idiots. That's me. So now we need half a cup of the all-purpose flour. And you're like probably wondering, like, Rachel, if you make this every single week, why are you so glued to the recipe? Well, it's because I can't cook for shit. And I can't remember anything. So that's why every single week I'm just like, I forgot how to make it. I gotta look at the recipe. So that's what we're doing. My neighbors are probably thinking I'm crazy because I never make any noise, and now I'm talking to myself up here. Cool. They're probably like, who did we lease our apartment to? A crazy lady, that's who. Oh. So, oh god, try to make as little mess as possible because otherwise you have to clean that up, and that's just more work for yourself. Isn't that awful? Ugh, I hate adulting. So then we need 2 teaspoons of your yeast. Okay, make some room here. It's always like a chore getting into that yeast bag without just spilling it everywhere. So we're just gonna open it up. We'll do, I think these were grandma's, my maternal grandmother's teaspoons. She's alive, but she just gives me stuff that she doesn't want anymore sometimes. So I never say no, you know, because I'm like, might as well hoard free things, you know, as what if you're gonna get them. It seems sensible. So 2 teaspoons. Okay. Yeah, and these teaspoons look like they're from like the 40s or 50s. I don't know. So later on, you know, stay tuned. You're gonna see my great grandpa's colander, which looks like it's been through both of the Great Wars, you know. So, all right, we got 2 out of there. I'm gonna stick this right back in the fridge because, like, you don't want your little yeast friends to die. So let's stick them back in there, and then we're gonna go for our sugar, which I've been using up this cane sugar because it's kind of coarse and like big crystals, so that's not good for like a lot of dessert things, supposedly. So look at this ridiculous tablespoon. Isn't that so weird? It's huge and flat. So that's 1 tablespoon, supposedly. So, you know, we'll use that. We'll go for 2. Look at me. 30 seconds later, I'm looking at the recipe. What does it say? 1, 2. And then we're going to go a teaspoon of salt. Now, salt in your bread is just really touch and go because I have found that if you have too much salt, it's not edible. And if you have too little salt, it's inedible. So you just need to find your balance. And you know, 1 teaspoon seems to be usually okay. I think I just saw some cardboard fall out of this thing, but you know what? You might as well add it to your bread. That's fine. It's fine. And then we're going for a cup of milk. And it says like heated, but like, come on. Like, we're not going to put that much effort into this bread. Yeah. And it's so quick to get it into the bread machine. Like, I don't think it's going to kill the yeast. Or at least it doesn't seem to kill too much of it. So we do a cup of that, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm gonna go over here, and I've got my bulk co-op olive oil because I'm like a white hippie, you know. It's really nice though because you can just pick how much olive oil you want. If you had a barrel, you could fill it with olive oil, and they aren't going to judge you. So, wait, it was tablespoon, not teaspoon, right? Yeah, okay. That would have been bad if it was the other way around. Ooh. And then 2. Okay. And then an egg. I'm going to put that in the sink. Gets a little gross after a while. Okay. Ooh. And then you crack an egg in there. Okay. So now you got all your solids and your liquids in there, and it looks a little bit like, I don't know, mucus on top of flour. So cute. So I used to try and like actually knead this on my counter, and I found out that's stupid. Like, you shouldn't do that, you know? And now I have this bread machine, so it'll do it for me and works, you know, about like 30% of the time. So always an adventure cooking. So we just jam it in there. I'll show you later, like the bread machine, because then I have to like pick up. Well, you know what? I'll do it right now. So hello, look at how gross that looks. And it's ancient. It's huge. It weighs like, I don't even know, like 50 pounds. It takes so much energy that when you plug it in and unplug it, it screams a little bit, like absolute mosquito tones. It's terrifying. It's really gross and bad, and you know, but it does the job. if it, anybody and anything that can make bread is good in my book. So we're just gonna wrestle it into the plug. Yep, hello. And then you go through all their crazy settings because, bread is complicated. So we turn it on, we move over. Oh God, I already fucked up. Okay, start over. Okay, turn it on. Go over to whole wheat. Select. Do we want to cook it in here, or no, let's cook it in here because we also have like the macarons and stuff to deal with. So we're gonna, oh God, I keep fucking up. This is part of the process of using the bread machine, is just kind of like swearing at it, because the controls are just so stupid. You have a play button and select hour, minute, start, and stop. Okay? So, like, excuse me if I get confused. So we're going, this is a large loaf, because I think it's like 2 pounds or something like that. Okay, so now we have all the settings, we hit start. Okay, so you hear that? It's kneading. So that little obnoxious hook is spinning around in the bottom there, like a robot. I like running this at night, because it is like weirdly comforting. Like your ancient machine is like using alchemy to make bread. I don't know. So it takes 3 hours and 55 minutes. So that's going to kind of just be happening in the background. So if you hear like random robot noises and screaming and stuff, it's this. It squeals sometimes. I don't know if we'll get a squeal, but, this probably isn't actually like safe anymore. It's probably like not energy rated or anything. So now let's check our list. And we did bread. So now we just have to wait for it. Oh boy, really? Okay, so our end goal here is we're gonna finish baking it, cool it, cut it, make some sandwiches out of a couple of slices, and freeze the rest. So item 2, I guess, is macarons. Wow. This I have never made before, so we are going into uncharted territory. So I forgot, we need to get out our powdered sugar and stuff, which is going to be a joy, because isn't that just the nicest and cleanest material to work with? Freaking powdered sugar, which I also have in a bag, like, preemptively. It isn't even open, because I'm just like, oh God, it's such a messy food. Oh yeah, and then I went to the co-op today and bought almond flour. It's so expensive, like, that's why normal people don't bake macarons, is it's like, well, they did have a sale today, so it wasn't as bad, quote unquote, but it's $12 a pound for Bob's Red Mill. And I was really hoping that they would have bulk flour, because they have like bulk every other flour, like coconut and like their, I don't know, like bran flours and stuff like that. So I thought they would have almond flour bulk, but no, it's the only flour that they don't carry in bulk. So cool. Alright, so I think that's the only other thing I'd grab out of there. Yeah, and I don't need butter until later for like the buttercream in the middle, so I'm going to put that away just so it doesn't get all heated up in the sun and stuff. Okay. So, I'm going to I already looked this over, and I know I'm going to go a little bit out of order, because I know, so obviously I'm a peasant, so I don't have like an electric hand mixer, but I love making meringues, like just a regular plain old meringue, so I know how to do that, and I know that's a major part of macarons, and I know it takes me like forever, like a 4-egg like meringue takes me like almost an hour. So a 2-egg, I mean, God, this is gonna be like 30 minutes. So brace yourself. So meringues are very exciting. So first of all, you need another bowl. for your yolks. And you're just going to get egg whites in the bowl. You know, because the French are very wasteful, apparently, with their eggs. You can't design a sensible dessert that has both. So this is like, it takes a lot of practice. I'm surprised that my simple ass can't even do this. But you just gently, very, very gently get the egg snot in the bowl without break. Oh, I broke it, but it's fine. Do not get the yolk in the bowl. Because it's big. Supposedly, as I've been told by Mary Berry in the Great British Baking Shows, don't get the egg yolks in there. Yeah, that's how she talks. So, number 2. Ooh, that one had like weird, this weird like brown chunks on the inside. Ooh, okay. It had very little white. It was like 90% yolk. Well, they said 2, so we're just gonna go with that. And honestly, probably a smaller batch for the first time is better, so I don't just like waste all my materials. Okay, so get the egg nonsense off though. And if you want a very, very gross like scrambled egg later, you can use these yolks. I found that they're way too thick for me. They just, yeah. So unfortunately, I'll probably just be tossing that. So now we start the exciting part, which is making the meringue. So you got your little whisk. You got your, I don't even know how you'll be able to see that, but I got my egg whites in there. They're clear. And we're just going to whisk them until they get real foamy. This is my favorite workout. So, I think this is actually going to take a lot less time than I thought because it's already pretty foamy with just that. So I'll show you what it's supposed to look like when it's done here. Because there's very important like appearance things that you're supposed to look out for. Because it's possible, supposedly, as the Great British Baking Show taught me, to like over whip it or whatever. It's also really, really easy to under whip it. So we're just going for it, just really giving ourselves uneven like arm muscles. I tried switching to the left hand once and it was bad. I almost dumped all of it out. So it's starting to look foamy. But so our trick is, I have to figure out how on earth I would ever film this. So see, it's really drippy yet. You want it to form these little peaks or whatever they call them. So it seems impossible, but like they actually get to that point, I swear. So you just have to keep whipping forever and ever and ever. Oh my god. You gotta take, when you're doing this by hand, you gotta take a lot of breaks. I like to, if I'm gonna make a meringue, I like to just like sit on my couch with like some nonsense on, like your Great British Baking Show or stupid YouTube videos, and just sit there for like an hour doing this. Because it's just, oh my god, it just takes a while. But we're almost there. This is a lot faster than usual, I suppose, because like half the eggs. But, so we're just gonna, alright, we're getting our workout in, trying new things, it's a good day. It's also very pretty outside today. Oh yeah, and you're also probably, you got questions about this onesie that's going on. It's a Christmas onesie from Erie. It's my favorite. It says, "Dear Santa, I can explain." And it's the softest thing I've ever felt in my life. So, you know, I just wear it all the time, even though it's like summer outside, you know. So, I don't know. This is also like a new apartment. I just moved here like 3 weeks ago. So I love it, you know, I want to stay. And it's it's got a great kitchen. I have like a gas stove and stuff. Like it's really cool. Very, very bright. Got some sun. What are they called? They give me a roof, like windows. I'm blanking on the word, but it's like, it's really sunny and nice, and it's a studio, so, you know, I would give you a tour, but my hands are occupied, and it's messy out there, so just doing laundry before. We're almost there. So there's like this dorky little phase where you kind of get the soft peaks, but then they go right back into it right away. So it's like you want the soft peaks to be able to stay for a hot second on the top. We're almost there. This is step one. So, brace yourselves. It's gonna be like a 1 hour video or something. Oh my god, I'm slow. There's not much to do, but that's okay. Okay, we're like right on the borderline, so it's like, it's hard to tell, you know. But you'll know it when you see it, you know. Okay. Yes. Alright, so, oh god. No idea how you would see it. So look at, yeah, it's like foamy, and when you lift your whisk up, it stays in a point on the bottom there. So now is when we start adding the sugar. And you want to kind of keep it moving, because otherwise I found it like loses its air. So we check our recipe for how much sugar it needs. So, and sugar is very important. Oh, I forgot the salt. Well, that's okay. We can do that right now. I think it's only like a teaspoon. They didn't even include the salt on the ingredients list. Okay, but to be fair, I make enough meringue to know that I should have done that. So just like a little bit. There's not a lot of it, so oh, it's already starting to go down. So we want to do how much sugar? Quarter cup. That doesn't seem like enough. Well, we'll see how this turns out, because I mean, so my recipe for the regular meringues is literally just 4 eggs and a cup of sugar. So that's quarter cup per egg. So we have 2 eggs, so it should be half a cup, not like quarter cup. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll grab our little quarter cup dude, and then we can't use a coarse sugar because macarons are very, very needy and uppity, so they need special fine sugar. So I got fine sugar from Target. So we're going to get out a quarter cup. If I could ever get even. Okay. And then you do it gradually. So you just do a little sprinkle. I better close that up or I'm going to make a terrible mess. And then you just start whipping again. And so, I don't know, like some science happens where, so your weird little like white froth here is going to turn into like, it seriously looks like marshmallow cream. And it like tastes like that too. It's so tasty. But like, it's literally raw eggs, so like probably don't just eat that. You know, so you just kind of keep mixing it in, trying to keep it moving. So like really fancy rich bakers and stuff, they have like those KitchenAid like counter mixers, and those, you know, you would keep this running, you know, during your mixing, and then you just like keep it. It's like a lot faster and easier. But you know what? We have a $5 whisk. Like, let's just make it happen. Let's get a workout. Since I I slept into like 12:30 today, you know, because it's Sunday. So we might as well get a workout, you know, because we're gonna eat it. if these turn out, like, I will probably eat every single macaron tonight. Like, macarons are, like, my absolute favorite. There's a new store at the Mall of America called, like, I think it's just called macarons. Oh my god. That, they are my inspiration in this, because I had no idea food could taste like that. Like, they actually taste like what they say it is. You know, like their cotton candy one is like such a rich, extreme cotton candy flavor. Like, I freaking love it. You know, and just like, they have really weird stuff too, like cereals and a tutti frutti something, and then, oh, they have like a chocolate one that's like bittersweet, and then, I don't even know what the filling is, but it's like almost like a rich mousse, you know, oh, they're so good, and I just don't understand how people get their flavors so concentrated, because all my food kind of tastes like you tried, girl, but like, nah. It needs more of everything, or like too much, you should have stopped like 3 minutes in, you know. So we're starting to get kind of like it's going. So what that beepy means is, like, if you were making like a fruit bread or like fruit cake or whatever, you would add stuff in there. So I think it's gonna start proving now, the first proof. So it's nifty, you know, I like that. It's got its quirks, you know, but we believe in the bread machine bread. Oh my god, the loaves though, seriously, whoever designed the bread machine is like, oh, this approximately looks like bread. Like, it comes out in like a huge cube, like a 2-pound cube of bread. Like, it's terrible, with a huge hole in the end of it from the hook. Like, what the heck? So, okay, we're just gonna keep going on the sugar here. I really don't know if that's enough sugar. It doesn't, you know, it just doesn't seem like enough. It's doing the thing, but it's not to the level I would have expected. I might add more. We might go off the books here and just make like really sugary macarons. I'm sure there's a reason why they have less sugar, but you know, yeah, it's getting there. I don't know. We'll try tasting it, I guess, when it's all in there. But you want to do it really gradually, because, I mean, the whole idea is like, you're just evenly dispersing the sugar and like getting it dissolved in the eggs, so like whatever science thing can happen is happening to make it into like marshmallow fluff, kind of like. So, and you're supposed to test it, you know, when you're done, of like either rubbing it between your fingers or giving it a little taste to make sure that like the sugar's dissolved. But I found I just can't get like all the sugar to dissolve. Maybe it's just because I'm doing it by hand, or like I just don't have the patience for it, you know, when you've already put like an hour into it, you're just like, get in the oven, we're done, you know. Pretty sure we'll just go for that. Oh, there was a chunk. You also want to avoid like chunks and stuff, supposedly. So what I do is, you know, because I don't want to like sift my sugar into the thing, is I just take the whisk, you know, and just kind of crunch it if I get a chunk of sugar. So, let's see. Well, I guess it is kind of doing the thing. It's, so like if you've seen the Great British Baking Show or whatever, you know, like the meringue trick is that you're supposed to like put it over your head, and like if it's done correctly, it won't move, but this is moving, so I'm seriously thinking that's not enough sugar. So we're gonna do another cup, because it's seriously just like coming right out. So we're going rogue here. I'm all sweaty now from my workout. Oh god. Okay, we're just going for it. All right. Yeah. I'm getting it. I can smell a little bit of the bread now. It's like, so the machine in there does a little bit of heat so it'll prove nicely. And it's kind of hot in here already, so I'm thinking we'll get like a really nice rise out of the bread, which which is like good and bad, because like on the one hand you're like, ooh, I made nice bread, but on the other hand you're like, oh my god, I have like 1.5 feet of bread in a cube like to eat. Oh, gets to be a lot of bread. So you'll see when it's out. I mean, if we get a nice rise, like it's gonna be like an ungodly amount of bread. So we're just gonna keep doing this forever and ever. Oh, forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh. Well, so I guess I can talk about, like, so the idea of this channel is, like, just chilling, you know, and doing some baking and just chatting about life and stuff and things, because, like, it's fun, and, like, that's the kind of content I want to see, you know, when I got put stuff on in the background and, you know, just, like, chilling out at home. Maybe you're also cooking. God, what if people try and cook along with me? Dude, it's like that advisory warning, like, warning, please do not attempt what you're seeing in this show. Like, yeah, because I'm kind of doing this like a tutorial, but like, let's be honest, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I'm like sweating, we're putting an extra 1/4 cup of sugar in here, like we're going rogue. This is just happening. You're just witnessing is what you're doing. So, oh god. I might have to take like a water break in this. Like I should go to the gym, but I just, you know, it's like every single morning I have that struggle with myself where it's like, alright, is today the day? And then you're just like, no, and just fall back asleep. Like, God, no. Hell no. Oh my god. See, now it's really doing it. Look at that. It's sciencing. I don't think that girl had enough sugar in her recipe. Do I actually know a thing about cooking? I hope so, but otherwise, I mean, that's a great, you know, foreboding statement for, like, if I had actual editing skills, I would, like, put that in, like, as a flashback, you know, before I show you guys, like, the final product. Like, I might actually know something about cooking. And then be like, oh no, and there's the terrible macarons. No, you're gonna be great macarons, aren't you? Please. The almond flour was so expensive, please turn into macarons. Oh, I have a lot of plans for macarons. Like, I want to learn how to really cook them, and I have some crazy ideas for flavors, like blueberry or blackberry sage, and like a chocolate anise cookie meringue. And I just have like crazy ideas, and I was like, dude, we gotta go for it. We're gonna start with like level 1, vanilla. See what happens. Because supposedly, so they're like really finicky. Like if you add anything to it, they start breaking down. Like you're supposed to use like food coloring gel, not like liquid food coloring, because like, you know, just that tiny little bit of liquid will like changes the chemistry of them somehow. I like googled it, and so I'm like, where in the hell do you find gel food coloring? Like, I've never seen that before. So I didn't get any, which I guess, you know, is fitting because these are going to turn out kind of like beige colored, which is like, yeah, that's what vanilla is, you know? Personally, I hate vanilla. Like, you know, because I'm just kind of like a wild and crazy guy. So anything plain, I'm like not for, you know? I'm like, people who like go to like ice cream shops in general like should not sell vanilla ice cream because it's like, what the hell are you doing with your life? Obviously chocolate is default, like that's the default anything. Like I used to think, you know, up until about literally 6 months ago, that if it didn't have chocolate in it, it wasn't a dessert. So oh, now we're kind of getting, I think maybe like my body warmth is affecting it. It's kind of like splitting a little bit, like we're getting like air holes in it. So maybe I'm getting in the over whipping category. But like, so we'll be done after this. Just get that last little bit in there. Yeah, because we're really getting stiff peaks now. But you know, go for it here for the last little bit. My screen keeps going dark, that's why I keep reaching over there. I'll have to find that setting too. But see, look it. Now, oh god, now we can do the meringue test. Oh, it's a meringue. Ooh. Oh god, what was that? I don't know, noises. So, okay, meringue is done. We'll do a little test. So you do a little between your fingers. It's not too bad. Oh, God, it's probably so bad for you, but like I love like raw meringue. It tastes so much like marshmallow cream to me. Not a lot of sugar, you know, was left undissolved. So I think that's either it's really hot in here or like I actually did a good job. So cool. So let's take a look here. I know we got some sifting to do. Sieve icing sugar and ground almonds into a bowl. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna, yeah, okay. So we need to get the whisk out of here, which is always a struggle because then it like wants to stay in there. So we just tap it. Wasting too, so it's like I always try and get like every little bit out. Oh god. Ooh. Oh god. Okay. I'm satisfied. So we got our little $1 Amazon spatula. And we're gonna need, I got this on Amazon too, and I was like, oh, this is the cutest thing ever. It was so expensive, I shouldn't have bought it. But like, look at that, it's like little retro sifty thing. So like this, see it spins? I was like, I'm a real baker, I gotta have this, you know, on your little like midnight Amazon shopping binges. So we got this. So now we're gonna get our business going here, which is going to be difficult because your mixing supplies are all wet now. And we got to supposedly move fast so that the meringue doesn't go down, but, you know, I'm a slow person. So, how much icing sugar do we need? 1 cup, of course, because that one's the only one that's wet. I'm gonna dry that off with like a paper towel here, because like if even a drop of food coloring is gonna mess it up, I'm sure a drop of water would also mess it up too. Oh god, it's flattening so fast. This is not good. Oh. Crap. Okay. Well, let's just get into it. Oh, I need scissors. Maybe I should put those. It's on its, the bread machine's on its second mixing. It smells like, oh god, this was open. Oh no. Oh god. I didn't even know that was open. I was like, I moved with this. It was probably like upside down at one point. Like, what the heck? Oh god. Okay. Sure. A cup of powdered sugar. Oh. God, why is powdered sugar so messy? People, I know people who are like, oh, it's so fun to get so messy when you cook. I'm like, I'm so lazy, I can't clean it up, you know, like, I don't want to. Oh, I understand now why we're supposed to sieve it into a separate bowl. It's because we gradually added it. Ah. This is kind of cool. Let's get this out of here. never sifted anything, so this is an adventure. Okay. Oh! Let's see if you can see it over here. Oh, so fancy. The flowers all getting everywhere. Oh, I guess this is the flower. It's under here. It's super messy. And, you got your super fine. Just for this meaty little dessert. Oh god. It's hard to get like the last little bit. Okay. Oh gosh. We're just gonna go for it. Okay. Then we need the almond flour, I think. How much almond flour? 1 cup as well. Oh, yeah. That's convenient. Okay. Well, I've never used almond flour ever before, so this is interesting. Oh, it smells good. It's like just literally like ground almonds. Like it looks kind of. There's a lot of chunks in it already, so like, you know, that's I guess why we're sifting it. But wait, where'd my cup go? Oh, okay. Okay. We get a cup of this. Ooh, this is like, it's hard to pour. Oh god. I don't want to like waste it because it's so expensive. Oh god, right as I say that. Drop it all into the sink. Well, okay, yeah, that was about right. Ooh, it's like kind of dense. I don't know. It's like heavy. I don't know if this bowl is big enough. It's already like almost full. Okay. This is like super weird. It's like a salt shaker for like baking. Or a pepper grinder. I don't know. This takes forever. Oh my god. This is so obnoxious. Oh god. This is why I haven't sieved anything in my life. Oh god. Oh, will they remember me? Because I'm gonna die from how long this is taking. I think that's also why I have so many cooking fails too, is that I'm just very impatient with cooking. I'm like, make food right now. Become macarons. I like don't want to wait for it. I don't want to waste it too, so I'm like forcing it to become unlumped. Like I've seen like on cooking shows, like it's so scandalous. They'll like be sieving stuff and then they have like these chunks left on the bottom that they could totally just like tap, you know, and they would come undone. But no, these people are just like, ooh, we just toss the little chunks out. And it's like, no, you're wasting this super expensive ingredient. Like just, and also isn't like your measurement wrong then too? Like if you're just checking, you know, because like British baking and stuff, they like use weight to measure. It's like super weird. You should totally go watch stuff if you haven't ever watched anybody from not America cook. Like it's super weird. They don't use measuring cups. They use scales. Like, and I have no idea. There's so much math with them, and I don't know. Couldn't do it myself. It's like stuck in there. I don't know. We're gonna have to abandon our last comrades. But that's good if you like almonds. But okay, now we're gonna start folding it in there. We've like that took me so long. I've lost like almost all of our air, which is probably why in the recipe they wanted me to do that first. Oh, you know what? You live and you learn. You know, and then like stirring this and folding this, aren't I like? Am I just gonna introduce chunks back into it again? Yeah, it's like already condensing up. What the heck? I don't understand. I don't understand cooking. We just went through all that work to sieve it, and you stir it once, and it's all chunks again. But you're supposed to fold it in. Fold it in. So you go like around the edge and through the middle. Around the edge and through the middle. Oh my god, I seriously like lost all my air in my meringue. So these are probably gonna be really flat. And I guess you're supposed to be really gentle with it so you don't knock any more of your air out. Oh my gosh, this is so much dry ingredients for the wet. Like, it looks like not right. you know, I don't know if this recipe is good. We're gonna have to see. This is, excuse me. But yeah, this is like super weird. It's like I don't know if this is correct, because I've seen like, you know, another good baking show that's not American is Zumbo's Just Desserts on Netflix. That's really good. And so like they use a lot of bright colors in their desserts, so it's like really easy to see when they make macarons, like the folding process as it gets mixed in. And this is not looking like how the pros do it. So, you know, we're just gonna have to kind of roll with it. I don't know, and it's like not mixing in as it's supposed to. It's kind of just like making my meringue very lumpy. Oh God. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see what happens. It is going to be a kind of small batch though, which is nice. So you're just kind of trying it out. I love this too because we're testing how much memory my computer has. Oh my God. It's like sticking out of the sides too because of like the consistency of the meringue. Oh God. Like trying to get like powdered sugar off a bowl so hard. It's like a dust. Just wants to stay there. Oh God. I just don't know how to feel about this. It doesn't look right. I don't know. It seems really thick, like there's too much dry ingredients. And it's really kind of flattened out. Which I know it's supposed to flatten a little bit, you know, because you've just added dry ingredients, obviously. And you've knocked the air out. But this is like really flat. Oh boy. You know, maybe it's just the size, because I'm sure if you did like a 4-egg meringue, this would be a whole lot bigger, and you wouldn't have lost so much air. Oh gosh. I don't know, I guess this is a learning batch. Ooh. I just don't know about this. It's got a weird, it almost looks like when you make pancake batter, and you have too much like flour in it. It's like the same color and consistency as that. It kind of smells like that too. It's like pancakes. Oh God, it's like not evenly mixed. You can see like where it's still white versus like the beige part with the almond flour. Oh gosh. Well, you know, we tried. Okay. So that's looking mixed. You're not supposed to like super mix it too. So like it's hard. This is just a really hard dessert. So I guess you should be gentle with yourself. This is very difficult. Okay, so we need a piping bag with a 3/3 nozzle. So I got this like beginner's kit on Amazon with like a million tips, and like there really aren't like basic tips, so I'm like, I just grabbed the closest one to 1/3 of an inch. It's like weird. It's like a teardrop shape. I don't even know if that's correct. So, and it came with some piping bags, but they're super weird. They have like ridges on the inside. So I've seen you're supposed to put the tip in and then put the rest in a cup. Let me use my nice wine glasses because they're the only cup-like things I own other than mugs. I drink everything out of mugs. I don't drink alcohol anymore either, so these don't really get a lot of usage. Oh, it got all crooked. Uh-oh. Okay, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. So then we get this in here. This is so thick. I don't think this is right. Ooh. Like you'll see when it comes out, it's just like batter. Like it's just really thick. Ooh. Oh no. Get in there. Come on. This would be a whole lot easier if I had like regular drinking glasses. Okay, come on. You can do it. Ooh, oh no. Let's give it a minute to drip in there. Oh gosh. I don't want to waste my batter. It was so expensive. Okay. I'll just give it a little more room. Alright, there we go. Oh, this is hard. You know, this maybe I could use like red Solo cups or something. Like that would probably be good because it has like a wide top. This is really hard because it has a really narrow top. Oh no. Oh god, I've already made a mess of it. Oh. It's all on the outside there. Okay. Get that last little bit here. Oh gosh, I don't know. I think I maybe overfolded it or something because it's like just so thick. These are probably going to be super chewy. Which, I don't know, I like more of like the crunch where they got like the snap to them versus the chewy, but I guess some people like the chewy ones, so I don't know. I guess if you like chewy macarons, like don't worry about over whipping. Okay. So I got all the batter out of there because I didn't want to waste it. Oh gosh. Got some on the outside here. I don't understand why this piping bag is like, it has dots on it and it's like ribbed, like, feels like a ribbed condom. Like, ew. Like, I don't want to hold this. Okay. So now, we're going to get this out of the way because we need room. Okay. So I got on Amazon these silicone baking sheets with like the correct sizes for the macarons. They were pretty cheap actually and on sale, so you know, I was like, okay. Yeah. But they did say in the reviews that they don't fit on baking sheets, you know, because that would be too useful. So they recommended like just not using like one row because you need them, of course, to be like flat, which isn't going to happen if they don't all fit. So I'm gonna have to mess around with this a little bit. Ooh, I don't know about this. You're probably only gonna get a couple on there. Ooh. Alright, so grab our batter. This is gonna get messy. Pull this little dude out. You gotta squeeze from the top, supposedly. I think piping is just so hard. This is like my first time actually owning like piping materials. I was using like whatchamacallit, Ziploc bags before, which is like even harder. So it's just, we'll go like this. There's like air in the bottom of it, so I can't make it go down any further. Oh god, this is gonna be really hard to cut. Ooh. Okay. Come on. Ooh. All like static electricity. This is messy. Oh god. Okay. So supposedly you're just gonna gently squeeze it out of there. Ooh, this is so thick. This is not right. We're gonna make circles so they match. Okay. That one was a little ugly. Ooh, little air bubbles. I think this is just going to be kind of an ugly batch. This is so thick. This is like not right. I can tell already. Ooh. I'm like scared I'm going to pop the bag and it's like going to go everywhere because I'm like squeezing it so hard. Oh. It's like, it's seriously like you piped like super thick pancake batter onto here. Like, not cute. I'm gonna go through and get all like the tops to like fix them. They got the little points going on. I have to avoid any of these circles that aren't laying flat. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to twist this a little bit more. Oh. Oh, that one's not very flat. Oh no. Okay. Oh, it's like a paste. It's not a batter, it's a paste. Which is not correct. Oh god, hopefully they taste good, you know? Oh. I wish this fit on a baking sheet, you know, because I feel like it's just really annoying. I'm gonna go for like some of the crooked ones just because I don't wanna. Well, it didn't really turn out, so oh well, we'll have a row of crooked guys. God, they're so fat. Like, it's gonna be like cakey when you bite into it. Ooh, that guy's really crooked. They're so fat. Like, you know, that moment where you're like, oh god, I can tell this is just so wrong. Okay. Let's call that baking sheet 1. And then I'm going to try and mimic the same, oh god, and this. So I can just kind of switch them up. Oh, I wonder if you could just put the silicone in the oven. Like, I think you need the baking sheet so you get a crisp bottom, but like, you know, I feel like I'm just wasting a lot of space. You know what? Let's do it with this one. Let's see what happens if we just put the baking sheet or this silicone sheet in there without a baking sheet. I'll fill the whole thing. Oh. So many of these are like not circular. They're like, they have lumps. To be fair, I mean, I just haven't ever like piped anything. I think it'd be really fun to learn how to like decorate cakes so you can just be super extra at like parties and stuff. Just be like, oh, this, I just whipped it up. And oh, you guys have to look up like succulent cakes, you know, and like frostings. There's a couple people that are just like, oh, so ridiculous with it. BuzzFeed did a video where they taught you how to do it, like, and it's so like it looks so easy. Like they just use the really basic piping tips, like a ribbon tip and stuff, and you do it on like parchment paper first, and you like refrigerate them or freeze them so they're like really solid. Like you're not gonna just mess them up when you put them on the cake. And they look so good. Like, my problem would be the colors though, because I feel like that'd be really hard to get the colors right with your standard food coloring set. I'm probably supposed to be preheating the oven right now, but I'm like really focusing on piping. Oh my god, they're so thick. Oh. I know it's probably very repetitive of me. I'm like sitting here going like, oh god, oh no, oh god. But like, it's like kind of painful to look at this and be like, the flour costs $12 and they look like this. Oh god, that one's like, nice try, lady. Ooh, ooh, that's an ugly one. That's an ugly one. Ooh. Now I'm like covered in batter on the right hand. Supposedly you're only supposed to really push with like one hand. The other one's sort of like directing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to cook. That's like the whole fun here. Right? We're having fun? Question mark. Wasting our money. I'm getting to that phase where I'm like getting impatient, so I'm just trying to like get it out of the tube. Oh god, there's gonna be like leftover batter because I couldn't fill up that other sheet. I can't put more on there. Oh god, what am I gonna do? I don't want to waste this. How about we go no baking sheet? You know, let's just really go experimental. Okay, hold on. I'll make some room here. Get these guys on. Whoa, dangerous. Oh, I know. I could cook them on these wire sheets because they are oven safe. I'll do that. The wire cooling racks or whatever. Oh, air bubble. Okay, more twisting. Oh, this is so hard. You know, I was forewarned, but like still. So help me if they taste bad. That's just going to be like the nail in the coffin. Ah, that one had a huge air bubble. Uh-oh. I don't understand why I'm getting air bubbles in here. Okay, the end of it's really hard. Oh, this is very difficult to pipe. Oh god. They're not ugly, they're just really, they need some professional help. Okay, so we still have a little bit of batter left. I'm gonna try it. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Okay. So now, I guess I'll show you how they're looking. I don't think I'm not gonna go back and do the tips because I just feel like I'll mess it up. Look at these little guys. They're kind of ugly, but like this one's the worst. I'll point to him. This guy right there. We had some problems with that guy. And this side, those are a little bit better, but they definitely will have a lot of tips on them. Not sure how to avoid that, but it's probably because the batter was so thick. So then you do like a weird thing where you're like tapping them, I guess. Let's get this out of the way. So you get the air bubbles out, but I'm scared I'm gonna... Whoa. How on earth? How do people cook? There's like not enough space in the world for cooking. Okay, let's tap them over here. Oh god. Oh, this is rough. Yeah, let's pretend that was right. Okay. Oh gosh, this is so hard. I don't know, a couple of these look nice enough that they might actually turn out. Maybe it's just the hubris telling me that, but they kind of look like macarons, or you know, like a couple of them. They got smooth enough. Get that guy out of the way. Tap these guys now. Oh. Oh. Oh gosh. Tapping these didn't do anything. They like are solid. They just stayed there. Well, now I know they have to sit for like a little bit. So they get these like skins on them, which is super weird. Okay, so where was I? Leave to dry for 20 minutes. Okay, so we'll set a timer for 20 minutes. And then, whoops, that's not right. Okay, 20 minutes. And then, where'd it go? There it is. We have to preheat the oven for 300 degrees. What? That's really hot. Okay. We'll do that like halfway through. Let's clean up a little bit here because now I'm going to kind of transition into the rice and beans nonsense. Look at these time management skills. Are you not impressed? Okay. Let's get the... Well, ooh, I do need that for the center. So I'm going to leave that out, actually. We have to make a buttercream. Okay. Let's put these eggs away. And then... Oh, I'm so thirsty. It's so hot in here. Oh. Gosh. Some quality entertainment, right? Watching a weird lady fill up a water cup. What are you doing with your life? Yeah, okay, the filling is butter and powdered sugar. And I'm going to add vanilla essence just because I'm like, that's too plain, you know? So, okay. Well, now we can do our my standard little rice and beans dish. Ooh, actually I want to put that almond flour away because I can just see myself knocking that into the sink and then crying for a long time about it. So, let's help ourselves out. Okay. Gosh. I like to put bags in bags because I'm so klutzy, I'll just like spill everything. So, okay. Oh no. Okay, we made it. I also try and get the air out because I don't know, I just find that things last longer when they're not filled with air. So, okay, cool. So oh yeah, that would help. Okay, so now we get out our Target garbanzo beans and our Target diced tomatoes, the cheapest ones they sell, and we open them. Step one, open the cans. Cans are just so weird. They're so hard to open and like deal with in general. But they really keep food fresh, you know? You would have thought that people would have like invented something better by now, but no, cans. I'm like also kind of scared of cans because one time I really cut myself really bad with like a can top, like completely on accident. Like I wasn't even moving or anything, and I was just touching it, and it just really got me. So I forgot also we'll need rice. This is my free rice from my mom. She gave it to me because she didn't want it anymore. So you can use any kind of rice that you own as long as it's super cheap. Free is the best. So, okay. Oh yeah. So I just washed my pot, so it's nice and clean. There's a lot of like sugar and other nonsense on the stove now because I was super messy. But we're gonna light this on fire. So we'll see if a fire actually starts. Oh boy. Okay. We're good. Dump some tomatoes in there. Give it a little rinse. recycle. Oop. And then we make some room in the sink here. Got all our other bowls and stuff in there. Get you an ancient colander. Check this out. Ooh, ancient colander from my great-grandpa. Seriously, it looks, I don't even know what it's like made out of, like maybe aluminum, but like I feel like aluminum would have broken down by now. It's like got, this part is like rust. You can tell from like the screws, which are all like worn completely down. I'm like, this is probably from like 1910, you know, like, you know, for all I know, it might be lead. But we're gonna dump our little garbanzo beans in there. Rinse out our cup or can. Get the lid on there. And then I switch over to my filtered water. Give them a little wash. Oh, I almost put my elbow in the macarons. Okay. Get that water out of there. And stick them in the tomatoes. Then I found something really nice and cool at the co-op today. Look at this. Absolutely ginormous bag of your basic vegetables. So it was like $13, but like I'm gonna take so long to go through this, you know? It's so worth it. And it's like organic and special and whatever. So we're gonna open this guy up, try and hurry up because otherwise we're gonna get that thing where the beans are cooked before the vegetables. Okay, I'm gonna use this as a little scoop. Just get some of the basics in there because I recognize as an old person now that probably shouldn't live off of like potatoes, beans, tomatoes, and rice. Like, should probably get you vegetables in there. So I've started using frozen vegetables. So just for the vitamins. And I'm a vegetarian too, so it's like the more the merrier. This is kind of hard to close. Okay, pop them back in the freezer. And then we get our flavors going. So this is my favorite thing ever. Seasoned salt from Lawry's. It'll make basically anything taste good, which is truly a blessing because I make everything taste kind of bad. So we need that in our lives. I do a little bit of pepper. This is just like black peppercorn. Get a little bit of that on there. And then we do like the Rachel blend, which is paprika. I really like paprika. Recently kind of rediscovered it because my dad always used paprika. And I found it at the grocery store. I was like, paprika. Ooh. And then, gosh, what are we going for here? You know, sometimes I do like just kind of more like plain rice and beans. Otherwise I kind of go like a curry route. But I don't really feel like curry right now. So maybe that's another time. I'll show you. I have like my famous recipe, which is drunk curry. Which is just curry, a terrible curry recipe that I made while drunk. And it only really tastes good while drunk. So I guess we would do like a subdued version. But basically, it's you make a curry with like too much of everything. I'm going to tap just a little bit of rosemary in there because I'm feeling adventurous. What is all my stuff? Garlic. I like putting garlic in everything and extra garlic. Also, it like supposedly reduces inflammation, and I'm super anxious, so I'm just very full of inflammation. So anything, you know, that'll help with that. Really welcome. A little bit of cayenne pepper just to give it like a little surprise, you know. And then the real thing that I think just kind of brightens it up is like turmeric. Just a tip, just a touch. You don't want to overdo it because otherwise you start verging on curry tastes, you know. but it just really helps the flavors come out. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but yeah, so that sounds good for this. We're gonna get a little bit of olive oil going. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Just because since you've just added all this like dry powder, you know, I find it works better. There's, you know, there are other people who know how to cook, but you're not watching them. You're watching me. So, and I kind of cook with whatever I can find on hand that's clean, so it looks like we're cooking with a fork today. So we're going to stir it in, just kind of mix it up, and I like cooking frozen vegetables because like you get like the steam effect and you're like, witchcraft. You're just like, vegetables are making rice and beans. And we're stirring it. We'll do a couple taste tests here just to make sure we haven't strayed too far from the path. But first we gotta kind of mix them all together, make sure the little garbanzo beans are like evenly dispersed with the veggies. Okay, that's looking good. We did stray a little bit. I think I went a little overboard on the initial salt. So, we're going to come back to that. Because, truth be told, I don't know how to fix that. So, then we're going to boil some water so we can make some of our free rice. So, I used to be very specific about how much water I put in with the rice, and then I realized it doesn't really matter that much because I'm terrible at cooking rice. So, you know, I just gotta go for it. And you can always tell, like, if you need more or less water, like, because the rice will tell you. So let's turn on our little back burner. This oven still scares the crap out of me because it's literally open flames, and I'm so klutzy. You know, I'm so scared I'm just gonna, like, touch something to it, or I'm gonna burn myself, or whatever. I'm gonna finish this rice off because I've had it for like a year. So yeah, we're just gonna go for it. Ooh, it's really uneven, so I'm gonna kind of stir it in there. Yeah, we have a big mountain in the middle. This is already kind of boiling, which is odd. I know everything's different with this oven because I used to have an electric oven at my old apartment, which took literally 5 years to cook anything. So I'm not used to like the food actually cooking like in a decent amount of time. We have 7 minutes on the macarons, so I should start preheating. Oh, time it. Why am I looking? I know it's 300, right? Come on. Okay, start. Aha, okay. This is like the second time I've used the baking part of the oven, so it's an adventure still. So I kind of like let the beans and rice go until like it seems cooked through, because like when the beans straight out of the can are like really chewy and like undercooked or whatever, so you kind of want to soften those up, which takes some time. And honestly, I've found that like it doesn't matter how long you leave it, because I've forgotten about this before and like cooked it for like 30 minutes and it was still just fine, you know. So this is a very no nonsense dish, and it's also really good if you add in like chunks of potatoes with it, but you have to put the potatoes in first, I've found, because potatoes take literally forever and a day to cook, even with this super fast oven. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm just checking my recipe to make sure that I have absolutely done everything I need to. Yeah, I think so. So basically how this cooking is going to work, where once it's preheated and the 20 minutes have passed, We're going to stick them in there on the wire sheets and go 7 to 8 minutes. Open the door to release any steam and close the oven and cook for a further 7 to 8 minutes. They're cooked when they feel firm and are slightly risen, you know, looking like macarons. So, supposedly these are supposed to be getting a skin. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, I don't like that. It does. Oh. Ooh, they feel like cooked macarons already, but they're not. And like if you do a little bit of like a tiny bit of pressure, it's like liquid still underneath, so you can like feel it move. Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these little tips too. Well, they're solid right now, so guess we're gonna have little nippled macarons. Good. Sure. Okay. Could paint them with food coloring, make nipple macarons. Cute. I'm like so insecure. I'm like still reading this, like even though it's literally like wait 20 minutes, then cook them. But I'm just like, I don't know. Oh, and then we have to wait for them to completely cool. Otherwise, they're going to literally break apart all over the place. So, oops, I left my. Oh, what's it called? Convection. When you. Oh, it got hot. It's getting there. I put too much salt in. I don't know what to do. What's our Rachel fix for that? Oh, I'm so hungry. Well. So a Rachel fix is usually add more, which is like it's a primary component of like drunk curry and stuff like that. It's just like, it doesn't taste right. What else can I stick in it? There's no moderateness, no temperance. We just go all the way. Let's do, I don't know, a little more turmeric. Oh, sure. Well, and also like you don't have to be as scared because like the rice kind of absorbs flavor too. So even if you like put too much spice in it or whatever, like everything gets dulled down when you add the rice. Which I don't know. Usually I kind of like to put. So when the rice is cooked, I'll stick it in the pot because then it flavors the rice. And you can get it like more evenly dispersed throughout. But I don't know. I think that's going to end up being a lot of rice. I don't know if it's going to fit in this pot. Oh! It actually worked. Who knew? Too much salt, add turmeric. That's probably not correct at all, but it tastes like it worked. So let's do like a little kitchen tour thingy here. We'll get a look at the veggies. So there's the macarons. They are kind of hard. Here's this business. Oh, the preheating's done. We got some rice going, some veggies. And then on this side, we got the other little guys who are getting hard too. Sorry. I'm a child. The bread has 2 hours and 43 minutes left, so that's good. It is not very risen, surprisingly. So it does have another prove though. So we'll give it time. And plus the kitchen's gonna heat up now too because of all the cooking. So heat is friend for proving. Wait, 1 minute on the macarons. I've seen like there's a BuzzFeed tutorial where they recommend like 30 minutes of waiting for macarons, but I don't really have patience for that. And I wanted like the most basic macaron recipe ever, so like literally these have like, they don't even have vanilla extract in them yet, you know? They're like literally just almond flour. That's the only flavor you're gonna get. I like got the little rosemary in my mouth from the stuff. Like just one of the little grains, like a dried grain. Okay. I'm going to give it the full 20 minutes. We're going to wait 11 seconds before I start shoving them in there. Okay. Now, the real challenge is going to be not burning myself. Okay. This is like getting done, so I'm going to like turn it down. Okay. Alright. We're going to do this without burning ourselves. Okay. Oh boy. It's like already hot from like the top there. Oh boy. Oh, it's hot. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, this feels dangerous, you know? This feels really dangerous. Oh god. Ugh, I'm scared of it. We got one in. Oh god. Here we go. The other one's on the bottom shelf, so that's even more challenging. Oh boy. Here we go. This is like, oh god, a terrifying version of Operation. Like, don't touch the wires. Okay, so they're in there. Something's making a sizzling sound, which I don't like. Okay, so now we're gonna have a timer. I'm gonna put it in for 7 minutes because I know it'll take me like a little bit to open the door and get brave enough. Well, I guess I'm just letting the steam out, so maybe 7 minutes, 30 seconds from... So it's between 7 and 8 minutes. Yeah, so I'll do 7:30, which now would be like 7:15. We're being very exact. Okay. This looks pretty good to me. The beans are looking soft. You can tell when you look at it, like, what ones are soft and what ones aren't. It doesn't take very long. I'll give it that. But yeah, if you wanted to leave it for 40 minutes, I'm sure it'd be fine too. You just gotta keep stirring it every once in a while, otherwise it'll burn to the bottom. Which I have found, especially with potatoes, it tastes really good burned. I don't know. Yeah, that's... I like my food burned, yeah. See, you're watching a pro here. Okay, so I'm gonna take that off. Turn that off. Give that a second. The rice is really taking its time today. I'm going to turn that up aggressively. Because I do kind of want to mix them together. It just makes it taste better. That's like a solid 3 out of 5. I don't understand why the water didn't boil yet. This oven is like super powered. I don't know. I'm so nervous about the mermaid or the macarons. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, I guess we can kind of start getting ready for other stuff. I need to make some. Whoop, there's still water in there. I need to make some sandwiches for work, which, okay, so here's an idea of, like, this is my last batch of bread machine bread. Look at that! Look how dumb that is! Who designed that? Like, it's huge. You can picture, like, so it comes out in, like, a huge cube like that with the frickin' hook in there. Like, that's so weird. Why? Why? So, I'm gonna make a couple sandwiches here. Just so I can get ready for the week. Which, okay, so I guess you're also seeing, like, my little Sunday night sandwich thing. This bread is so stale. Like, I accidentally, one day, when I left for work, I left the bag open and was just like, we can't waste it. So, we're still eating it. So, I have found that diamond, like, shape is okay because it kind of goes through the hole. Like, you can kind of be like, oh, this is a sandwich. And also, it's super hard to cut it, like, thin. Like, it's so thick. So like that's why I'm only technically doing half a sandwich, because I mean, my God, look at this. Look how thick that is. Like, oh my God, it's so much bread. I can't get it thinner though. It's really hard. So we just have a huge slice to half sandwich. Okay, cut both of those in half. Then we get our mayo. Now the rice is kind of going, but it's still not full on like boiling. Come on. Alright, do some mayo on one side. Yeah. I'd show y'all, but first of all, I don't have the AV, like audio visual capabilities. Also, I'm sure you've seen someone make a sandwich before in your life. So you can imagine what's happening over here in the corner. Putting mayo on one side. There we go, it's even. I'm gonna ditch our knife. Get some cheese. Oh, getting old. Okay, we got our cheese. Sargento. Pretty good. And then, oh, we have 3 slices left, so that's fine. I bought blocks of cheese at the co-op today because they were mildly cheap. Oh, cheese is so ridiculous at the co-op. They sell, like, if you want pre-sliced cheese at the co-op that I go to, it's like $6. I'm like, who do you think you are? Selling cheddar cheese for $6. It's like $6.29. And then you have tax on top of that. Like, no. Oh. So you can get like uncut blocks of cheese for like $2. And I'm like, ooh, okay, I guess. Like, I'll just create more work for myself. Okay, so the rice is boiling. And I'm like, keeping an eye on it. Oh, it's boiling over. So we're gonna slightly remove the lid. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me. Okay, let's get some greens going on here. Okay, I got some we got some special stuff at the co-op today because I was just feeling extra. So we have twin kales and some green, like arugula sprouts, which like now they're kind of like back in for the summer. So we're gonna have some special stuff. So we're gonna have special lunches. Put away my cheese here. I find like space is the hardest part of cooking. Like, this is the biggest kitchen I've ever owned or had to use, you know? Like, my last apartment, like, only had, like, about that amount of space for, like, the counters. There's another counter, like, under the laptop here. But, like, I'm so used to, like, college-type cooking because I, like, recently graduated, and my college apartment had, like, I mean, with all the appliances and stuff, you maybe had, like, a 1-foot space to cook with, and you could, like, set stuff on the stove, you know? So, like, I'm so not used to having all this space to work with, and it's crazy how even now it's, like, feels like not enough. Okay, so we're gonna get a good chunk. Ooh, we caught it. Okay, because I basically, oh, it's time, oh, releasing the steam. Oh my God, oh, those grew so much, oh my God, look at how weird they are, they're super thick, oh no, oh, well, maybe they'll taste good, question mark. Okay, we're releasing the steam, I guess, and then let's do another 7 minutes, because those are looking pretty well done, you know, like, I don't want to do another 7:30. Okay, so then we're gonna wash that. Oh, actually, the rice is probably good, so then you, like, turn off the oven, put the lid back on, and just let it sit there and think about itself. Okay, So as I was saying, I like to put a ton of greens on my sandwiches because I like, basically I'm making a salad on bread. So, well, I was just thinking about this today too. It's like, I don't understand the point of like rinsing, you know, like the greens and stuff, because it's like that's gonna protect me from salmonella. Like just a little spritz under the top here. Like, no. I don't know. I'm sure I'm just doing it wrong. Like, this is probably not the way to wash greens, but I haven't died yet, so must be okay. Or just lucky. I don't know. So we'll do some big chunks of greens. Stick them on there. And you want to stick them on the mayo, so you kind of have like a glue concept going on. Ooh, but it's always a balancing act anyways. Okay. Get this out of the way. I need my space. Rice is looking okay. That looks like rice. I'm like so bad at cooking rice normally. I like burn it all the time. Okay. And then we're gonna do our greens. So when the bread machine bread is done, I'm gonna make 3 more sandwiches. So I have 5 for the week. Ooh, I'll do a good little chunk of these sprouts. Oh boy. Okay, get some of those guys on here. Ooh. Oh, okay. I don't know why this is like making me anxious. Like, just putting sprouts on a sandwich. Anxiety. Okay. Okay. There we go. Got our little dudes on there. Oh, they're so messy. Oh, maybe that's why they were making me anxious. It's like, get off! Ah! They're stuck! I'm trapped! Ooh. Okay. Cool. So now, let's get these out of the way. And stick the tops on. And then you give them a good crush, you know? You gotta make it fit. Ooh, it's very gravity defying. Oh my god, it's a monstrosity. So, this is like the end result. This is my lunch sandwiches for work. Look at those monstrosities. They're like 90% greens. They're probably so healthy for you, minus all the bread and cheese. So, that rice is looking pretty good though. So I think I'm gonna dump it into the veggies. Stir it a little bit, give it a little nonsense. It looks good. I think I made good rice. Yeah, it's like kind of soft. We did it. Oh my god. So then you stick it in there. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just barely gonna fit. And I like to get every single last grain because otherwise I feel like it's wasteful. Like, you could have ate that. Oh. I'm really rude about like wasting stuff. Or not wasting stuff. So, there we go. Ooh. gentle. And then we're gonna stir it up so it's like evenly dispersed. And so since this is going in my fridge in like Tupperwares, it's gonna like soak up the flavor into the rice. And the turmeric too is really nice for like, it gives it color so you don't have, I mean, I don't know, some people like the contrast though of like super white rice with like your colorful veggies and stuff. I kind of like having everything be like turmeric-y yellow because it gives you an idea of what's coming. You're like, oh god, what is that? It's some nonsense. Sounds about right. So we'll stir it up, which sometimes takes a little while because I'm like trying to not eject it from the pot. But this is like mostly rice this time around because I was just trying to like finish it up. Normally it's not so rice concentrated. But you can also do this with like noodles. Like I got like macaroni noodles, and it's good to kind of like switch things up, you know, or like even spaghetti noodles. It kind of works with that. And I also use black beans too, to just kind of, you know, switch it up a little bit. So you're not always eating garbanzo beans or whatever. Okay, so I'll show you the finished product. It's time. Cancel that. Oh my god. I don't know where anything is. Okay, I'm drooling. I'm so confused. I'm so excited. What's gonna happen? Oh god. Oh. Okay, this is dirty. Move! Off. Turn off. Just don't burn my babies. Oh. Oh god, some of them did not survive. Oh god, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this. Let's just do this. Okay. I'm scared about this. How in the heck am I supposed to get that out of here? Some of these did not turn out well at all. I need like more pot holders. I don't have enough. I just like dragged it half out of the oven. Ah, oh god, we're gonna lose a couple boys. Oh. Oh god! Oh, they're sliding everywhere! Oh no! Oh, it's so hot! Oh god! Oh, this is so hard! What am I doing? Oh god, we're gonna lose them! We're gonna lose them! Oh. The drama. Oh god. I've like ruined this batch. Oh god. Ah. Oh, this is so difficult. It's so hard. Okay, how on earth do I get these out of here without burning every part of me? Oh, I think we got lucky this time around. This batch on the top definitely turned out better than the bottom ones, but they're still really rough looking. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's get the other cooling rack out of there. Okay, well, we definitely did something. Oh god. Okay, find some space. Oh god, I have to show you. Oh. So, these are the good ones. Good-ish. We got a couple of them, look at that, kind of like weirdly slid over, so it's like the top disconnected from, oh, I can still move them. Ooh, I should push them on. Be like, get back to your spot. You're supposed to stay there. I don't know why they were sliding around. It was like, ow! Oh, I burned myself and poked a hole in it. Oh no. Okay. Oh god, okay. This one, who the heck knows what happened? Oh no. Oh god. They all just turned out so bad. Look at this guy. Oh my god. Look at that. I'm still gonna eat all of them because I just can't justify wasting anything, but like, oh my god. I hope my bread turns out. At least the veggies turned out. Oh god. The bread is not looking like it's rising like it's supposed to, you know? Well, let's put away some of this veggie nonsense. Or sandwich veggie stuff and all this business. I think I want to put the rice and stuff in this big container. I love these snap lids. They're so nice. They're great for clumsy people who drop everything all the time. Because they're like, nothing's going to leak out of them. Like, you'd literally have to shatter the glass in order to leak something. Okay, so we're going to get that stuff in here. Oh, it's super heavy. Oh, also, don't drop that. Oh, as I drop it. Okay. I'm super sweaty now because it's so hot in here. I can't like run the air conditioner while filming because it's super loud. It's like a standalone unit. It's not connected to the house, so it's super loud. Oh my gosh. Kind of stuck a little bit. Okay. Cool. Just flatten it out a little bit. And then, yup, okay, oh yeah. Stick that in the sink. And you're not really supposed to do this, but I'm lazy, so I'm going to do it. We're just going to put the cap right on there and stick it in the fridge. It's bad because it heats up your fridge. But my fridge is basically empty, so it doesn't really matter. So, let's stick that in there. Now we need to house these sandwiches. So, I know one of them I need to take to work tomorrow. And I also, ooh, it's hot. I found this at the co-op. I've always heard about these. They're like a beeswax reusable wrap for like sandwiches and stuff. It was $13. So this is the test trial. I don't know why I spent that much money on this, you know? But oh well. Hopefully it's amazing. And I never buy a plastic bag ever again. So make some room there and fold it up in there. It's so, my sandwich is so huge, it's like, I don't even know if this will fit. So you're supposed to just, I guess, make a little package. Which I guess this would work a lot better with a square sandwich, but oh well. And you wrap the string around it. Oh, it's so cute. It's like a little sandwich package. Oh, it's like a little, like, what's in there? Surprise, it's your sandwich. Aw, how cute. So I'm going to stick that in the fridge. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Let's see if it actually keeps stuff fresh. And then the rest, I'll probably just stick them in these Tupperware containers for now, because I just don't, since there's going to be like 3 more sandwiches going on, I don't want to like whip out Ziploc bags. And plus, I don't like that. I don't like tossing away Ziploc bags all the time. So maybe we'll just make this fit. We'll just force it in there. And I'll just take this to work. Sounds good. Oh, that actually, I guess I only have 4 of them. So it wouldn't work for an extended period of time, but that'd be kind of nice. Move some stuff around in here. Okay. So now we have containers for the other guys when the bread's done. Okay. So I think right now, I'm going to take a little break from recording because we're literally just going to wait for my monstrosities to cool and for the bread to finish up, which is going to be in about 2 hours and 17 minutes. So, yeah, let's see what happens. And we're back. So, I went and sat down on my couch for like 20 minutes and realized I was super, super tired. So, we're back at it for the filling. for the macarons. We're doing like a vanilla buttercream kind of concept. Trying to move this out of the way, but it doesn't want to move. Okay, well, so we're gonna do a vanilla buttercream for the filling. Try to fill these monstrosities. They're very monstrous. So I guess for this, I can there's actually enough space that I could probably do it here. So I'm a little bit closer and you can actually hear what I'm saying. So let's pull up our recipe here. There we go. Should have probably done that before, but you know what? You live and you learn. Okay, and I remember seeing my grandma make one of these like at Christmas time. So I also don't think the recipe is correct because I remember my grandma putting water in it. But I guess that was from like icing frosting. I don't know. Let's just try it without. We'll see what happens. We can always add water. So, oh God, I'm already seeing one mistake. Step 1 is beat the softened butter until it is fluffy. Then gradually beat in the icing sugar. So like step 1 was already like number 1, soften butter. Number 2, clean your whisk. Okay. Ooh, or I get, well, no, I don't think a fork would work for that. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna go wash our whisk real quick. So I won't make you endure that. And we're back. So check the recipe again, and it randomly calls for 2/3 of a cup of butter, and according to my little thing on the butter, that's 1/3 of a cup. Randomly 5.5 tablespoons. So this kind of, like our greasing butter is like kind of 1/3, and then I'm just gonna like randomly cut this, like, and we'll soften it in the microwave, I think, for a second, because like I'm not gonna wait for this to like actually manually soften. So I'm just gonna unfold this a little bit. I hate the wrapping that butter comes in. It's so hard to work with. I'm gonna get a knife. A butter knife. And try and chop it, I guess, like at the 1/3 cup mark. And then the other part of this is 2/3 of a cup of powdered sugar, which is doable. I can do that. It's not too much. So let's get a bowl. This is my last clean mixing bowl, so it better be enough. I'm gonna stick that in there with the other guy. So much butter, you know. Oh well. YOLO, right? Okay. Let's get all this butter out of the way. Stick this back in the fridge, because there's not a lot of room on this side of the kitchen. Stick this in the garbage. And let's soften this for maybe about like 30 seconds or something. This is going to be loud because the computer's on top of the microwave, so. Whoa! It's like you're in on the action. Stop at like 15 seconds. Just see what's happening, you know. Make this full screen. Oh, okay. The bread's still proving, so it's at 1 hour and 55 minutes now. Stop this. Okay, that looks softened to me. It's starting to kind of like melt a little bit, so we're gonna whip it. Whisk it. Whip it. Whip it good. I've never whipped butter. I have no idea. I'm just assuming you whisk it, but like, this is very messy. Oh my gosh, a text message. Human contact. That's unusual. How on earth do you whisk butter? It's like getting all stuck in the whisk. Like, what is this? This is like stupid. Okay, I'm just gonna call that good. We're gonna start putting the other ingredients. Oh, now it's kind of smoothing out. I get what they're going for now. Now it's kind of like a butter paste. Very lumpy. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, 2/3 of a cup of powdered sugar. Let's grab our little dude. It's half a cup. 2/3 of a cup. And let's put this in. Oh boy. I don't want to make a terrible mess. Okay, here we go. I'm not sifting that in because it's ridiculous. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I'm just gonna pour it in there because, like, it's now 8:39 p.m. and I'm an old lady and I need to go to bed here soon. I wake up at like 6 in the morning every day, so it's getting about that time to go to bed. So let's get this away before I, get it everywhere. Seal that up. Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay, and then I'm gonna start mixing that together. Oh, I hate mixing like powdered sugar with anything. It's so messy. Just do your thing. It like immediately goes into the whisk. Like, what is the point of this? It's so messy. It's like not even like mixing into there either. Okay. Oh, this is kind of like frosting. It's not mixed very well, but let's keep going at it. Let's see what happens. I see what they're going for though. I just need to like get the butter chunks out of it. I think it would look better. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna try this and see. So this is without vanilla. This is like the recipe, what it actually called for. Oh! Oh my god, it's just butter. Like it just tastes like butter. Like with just like a little bit of sugar in it. Dude, I need more like powdered sugar. That's gross. I'm gonna do double powdered sugar because what the heck? Oh, who wrote that recipe? Ew. It's seriously like I just ate a stick of butter. Like, and there was like a couple grains of sugar in it, like nasty. I'm gonna get more. We're gonna do 4/3 of a cup of powdered sugar because it was seriously that buttery. Like, I just ate butter. Like, oh, it's like, ugh. It's like in my mouth. Like, the flavor of the butter. Like, ugh. So, bread machine just picked up again. So what it does is it does 2 provings and in between it beats it down. So this is the beat down, and then it'll go into the second proof. Get some of that air out of here. Okay. Let's whisk again. Let's try this again. Oh, who wrote that recipe? That was gross. Oh my god. Alright. It just like doesn't want to mix. Okay. Oof. This is like super messy. Powdered sugar gets everywhere. Oh my gosh. Like, it doesn't matter what size your bowl is, it's not big enough to contain the powdered sugar. I have it like, there's like a splash of it on my microwave. Okay. I'm really not sure that a whisk was the right choice, It doesn't seem like a very efficient tool for this job. I would think like spatula, but it said, you know, whip them. Like, I have no idea what else whip could mean. Let's try it. It tastes like it tastes like what it exactly is. It's butter and sugar. Oh god. It's gross. I'm gonna add vanilla to it. So I just have basic. Oh god, it's so bad. It's just straight up butter. I'm gonna do. What you doing, buddy? I'm gonna do like a teaspoon. The cap is about a teaspoon. That seems like a good amount. I don't know what my thing's doing. Okay, let's whip that in. The vanilla should give it like at least a flavor versus like just butter. There's not a lot of it too, which kind of makes me nervous for like any mistakes, you know, in distribution. So okay, let's try this. There we go. Yeah, now it tastes like, well, buttercream. So that's what you'd put on like, you know, I don't know, sugar cookies and stuff. Tastes like Christmas. Okay, so let's, I think I'm gonna want to use a butter knife to stick that on the cookies. Yeah, that's fine. It needed the vanilla. See guys, it's bedtime. Okay. How do I want to lay this out? I think we're gonna do like the running method. We'll have a couple. Let's stick this right here. Oh my god. Some of these are so crooked, it's not even funny. Like a plate, maybe? Wow. Sure. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And we'll start grabbing some cookies. Now, I kind of want to match up like the good ones together and the bad ones together so you don't have like really awkward, half good, half bad. Gosh, I might have to switch up this recipe, you know, because it just turned out so bad that, and I feel like this recipe was kind of weird. It was similar to the recipes that I've seen like on BuzzFeed and stuff, but like there was enough difference that I was like, gosh, I don't know. They're very like sticky on the bottom, and they're like dry on the top, which I guess is good. You want the crack, you know, thing going on. Some of these are sticking. Maybe they're not like completely cooled. Like they feel cool. But maybe like deep inside they're not. Okay, so I'm just kind of unsticking them. Some of these are kind of cute. Like, I don't know, I think the best ones would be like these two. But they're like, this still like the bottom's really spread out. And I wish they would have spread up a little bit more instead. But yeah, like that, it kind of looks like a macaron if you know, like, it looks okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a butter knife to spread a little bit of this buttercream in there. And this is like, it looks like cream cheese, you know. And you don't need much, because if you put too much on, it all like comes out. supposedly, so I've been told. So this article also said, so you stick them together, and then you do a little twist. Ooh, I think you have to wait for the buttercream to dry or something, because they're very like they're moving all over the place. So I'm gonna set that down. I really want to try one, but I want to try like an authentic one, you know, when it's ready. So just gonna kind of get to it, you know, like I think I just gotta do it. Just gotta go through. It really does not take a lot to cover these. Like seriously, maybe like half a teaspoon of the filling per cookie. So actually, that was probably the perfect amount to make. It maybe made like half, I don't know, like 3/4 of a cup. So I think this is the most entertaining part, is just twist. Don't mess up. That looks kind of macaron-like. Just a little bit. It's not quite there. Not quite, but the disaster tray is gonna make me like cry after, you know, working with this batch. Be like, I tried so hard. I don't know what happened. Well, that one, I think that was the one that was on the bottom shelf. So maybe you want to like keep them on the top shelf, like away from the heat source. Like maybe it was too hot. I still think like 300 sounds really hot for like baking little tiny cookies like this. I'm gonna have to check like other recipes, like what temperature they did. That one's kind of cute. It's got like a littler top. It's a little bit more even. They all have nipples. That'd be really fun. I don't have any food coloring, but like if you did a pink and just like painted it, that'd be really funny, because they have them on both sides. You could have nipple macarons. Gosh, I should have done that. Well, I didn't know that they would have nipples, so guess you can't fault me for that. Didn't know my cookies would have nipples. So I should get some food coloring, because I feel like this is going to be a thing now. There's going to be like a series on here, like the macaron saga, where I just try to make macarons. Like, so I'm trying to like make it pretty too, you know, before I put the cookie on, because this is just such a monstrosity, you know. I don't want it to like be 100% awful. There. Yeah, it's your cookie. They're a little bad, but they're mine. I'll just eat the buttercream, just drown out my sorrows. Oh, geez, there's a huge plane going overhead. I live kind of near the airport, so it's like, usually you can't hear them. That one's really big, or it's really low or something. I have been watching a lot of like Ancient Aliens lately, and just like alien related stuff. Like, oh, I just binge watched BuzzFeed Unsolved, like every episode. Oh, you should watch that. It's like super cool. I love those boys. Especially Shane. Like, I at first did not like Shane at all. But like he grew on me, you know, and it's like, especially like, I was like, oh my god, you know, a guy who's like not afraid of demons, like, dude, that's badass. Probably stupid, but you know, they don't seem to affect him in any way. They haven't hurt him. They also do like alien stuff and true crime, so kind of a little bit of everything. It's if you like the And That's Why We Drink podcast, you'd really like BuzzFeed Unsolved, and vice versa. So if you like And That's Why We Drink podcast, you'd like BuzzFeed Unsolved. They cover a lot of the same cases, you know, because it's like, how many major murder stories are there, you know, in America? So But they both kind of have different perspectives on them. And like Ryan Bergara from BuzzFeed Unsolved likes to bring aliens into everything, which I totally appreciate as an alien myself. So, you know, good stuff. I just really like, I like watching that stuff. I get a kick out of it because it's like, I think it's very unlikely that we are the only intelligent life in the universe. But at the same time, I find it really hard to believe that, like, if aliens are out there, that they are what we think they are, like the little gray guys with like big eyes, because that's such like a humanoid, like a what's it called, like androcentric perspective of life and like creation. I'm like, if there was alien life, like it could literally be anything. Like, our whole definition of what life is, like, requires water, requires air, is conscious, sentient, like, I forget. There is like NASA or something has like an actual document that lists all like the qualifications for is it alive or is it inanimate. And I just think that's so Earth-centric, because it's like, what if there are aliens out there that can breathe nitrogen because they've adapted, so like their atmosphere is like mostly nitrogen or whatever, so they can breathe nitrogen. I don't know. Or like, what if, just the assumption too that aliens would be intelligent, like, they already found like evidence of like bacterial life on Mars. Well, that right there is an alien, folks. That's a living thing, a Martian. But just because it's not humanoid, people don't freak out about it. Like, I think that's very androcentric of us to want an alien that we can talk to. You know what I mean? Like, because we are adapted for Earth. They'd be adapted for their environment, which it could be completely different than ours. And even the Earth-like planets, like, dude, they could have evolved anything, like some things on Earth, you're like, oh my gosh, nature, how'd you make that? Like, they're so weird, like some of the deep sea creatures and stuff. Like, I don't think we can even begin to imagine, like, what Martian life would even look like, because it would just be so bizarre. Like, imagine you lived on a planet that had no cats or like mammals like that, and you saw like a cat, like, you'd just be like, what the heck is that? Why is it fuzzy? What does it do? Why did that adapt? How does that happen? I feel like it'd be like a similar concept for like aliens and Martian, extraterrestrial life, is we'd be like, what is that? Why does it have so many eyes? Like something like that. This is the one I put my finger in. That's funny. Poor little guy. But yeah, I don't know. I think we just need to broaden our minds when it comes to aliens. And just not be looking for, I think we are the aliens that we're looking for, Like, when you look at, all the qualifications for extraterrestrial intelligent life that they're looking for, I'm like, we're the aliens, dude. Like, I don't think you're gonna find those exact qualifications. Well, and then too, like, so all these reports of like UFO sightings and stuff, like, sure, let's assume that those were actually aliens, They are on such different levels of technology from us. Like, we're at their whim, not the other way around. And we have no idea what they think of us. We could be like ants to them. They could, or we could be like super rare specimens for them, and we could be like, they're studying us and they respect us or whatever. who the heck knows? But I was like watching one show. I think it was Ancient Aliens, where they went over. There was like a material found at like a site. It was like quasi crystals or something like that. So they were like showing some science experiments of like how weird it is basically, and how it like it's like it has anti-gravity properties. So they had a video of like with a stick, they were like touching it or whatever, and it was like going uphill basically in a liquid form, and it looked like liquid metal. It's like so weird. I'm like, dude, if hyper intelligent humanoid type aliens exist, like at this point in our like science and technology, like we can't even begin to understand where they're at, you know? And I'm not saying like don't try, but like just give up your preconceived notions of what aliens are and should be, and just like, I don't know, keep an open mind. Like, you know, they're gonna look like how they look like, and if they want us to see them, we'll see them. I do always wonder why they oftentimes show themselves to crazy people, you know, or kind of unhinged people more often. So that, I think, does not help the alien case. But batch 2, the disaster batch with all the broken tops and stuff, that one, it looks overbaked. So I would guess that like 300 was too hot, or like you should keep them on like the top shelf, because the top shelf ones are fine. So let's do round 2 here. Ooh, these are going to be very fragile. So yeah, I don't know. Been thinking about aliens a lot lately, because like now I have, so in my new apartment here, I actually have like a patio, so I can go outside and look at the stars, you know, which I haven't done in a while, because I used to live in a really small like downtown apartment with no balcony or anything like that. So I haven't. That's my bedtime. Like, go to bed. You're gonna be so tired if you don't. Like, but so I've been looking at the stars more than I have in a long time, and it is super disappointing though. Like, I'm from rural Wisconsin, and you can see so much of the stars from there. And here, like, I live in a big city, and like you see like 6 stars in the sky. And it's like, oh. And then the sky is like this weird, like pukey, like yellowy green color from all the lights. And you're just like, cute. Versus back home, I love to go stargazing, you know? Like, just get out there, way out in a cornfield, and, you know, watch all the, there are so many shooting stars, like, all the time. It's crazy. Like, you just sit there and, like, count them, or look for aliens or something, you know? And, I don't know, I just like to do that. I like to hang out in a cornfield at night, all alone. Gives you a real picture. But I don't know, like, especially if the cornfields are like near your house and stuff, it's like, I have not watched Children of the Corn, specifically because I lived in like cornfield territory, you know? I was like, I'm just not gonna do that to myself. So I think that helps, of just like not exposing myself to that. So I don't have like scary stories associated with cornfields. So, and plus, like, I don't know, I've just spent so much time in cornfields just hanging out that I think you just get used to it. It's not so scary, because it's like, honestly, like normally the scariest thing you'll find is like a bird, and it'll like freak you out as it flies away, you know, in the corn. So, but I like that. I like going, it's so different here where it's like, it's not safe to go out at night. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me sad. I wish there were like safe places around here that you could just go hang out at night, like in nature. But alas, those are the negatives of city living. But I don't know. I miss that. I'm just almost done here. And the messed up batch is like real messed up. So like the bottoms are really browned. So I do think they were very overcooked. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Huh. I don't know. I guess what else have I been watching this week? A lot of Sims stuff, because I love The Sims 4. Very chill game. But I've been playing in a not very chill way this week, because I found there's a mod called the Book of like Torture and Chaos or something like that. And it's like, it enables you to like insta-kill Sims. So it's like a murder book, which has been kind of funny because it's like actually I think it's super hard to actually like kill Sims because you have to like wait like if you're gonna do like the whole like starve to death thing, like if you whatever, they like I don't know, it takes like 3 in-game days, which just feels so long. Well, and then sometimes too there's like you'll have I don't know, like sometimes I'll have it where like the Sim like is about to die, and then like they randomly pull like a granola bar out of their pockets. Like, oh my god, it's so infuriating because you've just waited like 3 days, and then like they live another 3 days. Like when I first got the game in like 2015, I tried doing that to a Sim, and it kept doing that like over and over and over again. I was like, "Argh!" Like, and I actually filmed like a cut, you know, like 15 seconds of it, like caught it on camera. I think I've deleted that now, but it was like so infuriating because I was like, just die! Where are you getting these granola bars from? Ah, and I don't know. It was just super obnoxious. So I'm trying out this new mod, and we'll see how it goes. It's kind of funny. I'm doing like the what is it called? Like the serial killer challenge or whatever? Because I've been watching a lot of BuzzFeed Unsolved, you know. So I was like, oh, it's perfect. You can do like the serial killer challenge with this new mod, and it'll be funny, you know. And it has been funny because they also like added certain death types where there's like the kiss of death, where you like do the passionate kiss animation, and then they like die of overheating. It's kind of funny. Well, and also too, I mean, it's just like it's 2018, so I'm like so sick of like the NPCs, you know, from like the base game, like the Calientes and stuff. So I think it's just like getting your frustrations out on that, being like, why are you so annoying? Oh, and also like Vlad and stuff. Ugh, so over them. All those stupid little NPCs. So I just have been testing that out. What's the other good mod I tried? Oh, I did the Road to Fame mod by the same mod author. That's been pretty cool too. So it's like you can become like a Simstagram star and get like fans and stuff. I haven't gotten famous yet though in it, so we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to figure out, I'm thinking of maybe doing a couple like Sims playthroughs on this channel, but I just literally don't like have the technology for it right now. I just have a MacBook and no screen capture software, no video editing experience, and I just have like my webcam and like my iPhone. So like I have no idea how I would even go about doing that. So if you have insight, feel free to hit me up in the comments. Because, you know, so many people are doing Let's Plays these days. I'm like, it can't be that hard. And I've like kind of Googled how to do like a screen capture, and I was just like, oh, you know those things when you Google, you're like, oh my god, that sounds like so much work. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. So, we'll see. I don't know. I have a feeling, you know, I would have to make a lot of changes to my computer, you know, because I also run, I get the biggest kick out of the Wicked Whims mod, which is, for those of you who don't play The Sims, it's a sex mod, so like real dirty and nasty though. And I play it all the time because it's so freaking funny to me. Like, you know, these stupid NPCs that I hate so much now because they've been around for so long and have annoyed me so much. These NPCs, like, just seeing them, like, do the nasty is so funny to me. Like, it's still, like, Bob Pancakes doing it with his wife. Like, it's so funny. I just can't stop laughing when I play it, you know? Like, I'm very, like, sex positive and, like, open, so it's not, like, you know, it doesn't bother me to, like, see it, you know? But it's, like, I just get the biggest kick out of it. So basically where that was going was, if I did, like, a playthrough, like, I'd have to change all of my mods. I'd have to figure out how to set up my computer so if you remove the Wicked Whims mod from your mods folder, it kind of messes up some of your settings, like in the in-between parts. So I don't really want to be removing it, but at the same time, I don't want to have it on, you know, because then you're like a not safe for work channel or whatever. And that's got some connotations, I guess, and you could be, like, removed from YouTube, which I think is so childish. You know, it's like, I would watch on YouTube, like, a silly video of Bob Pancakes getting it on, you know, but whatever. I think people just need to be stop being so weird about sex, you know. Because it's just natural. Oh god, this last one is going to be the worst. This cookie. Ooh. Ooh, oh no. Oh god. Oh. Oh, it looks so sad. Oh my god. I'm going to have so much of this buttercream left over though. I don't even know what I'll do with it. Oh my gosh. It really didn't take a lot to do on here. It didn't need that much frosting. So, ooh, ooh, it's so weird looking. That's a good one to end on. So, we'll do like a reveal. So here's our plate of macarons we've done. They look, some of them look like macarons, like I kept the nice one over here. This is like the best one, because it looks kind of like a macaron. I'm gonna try them. Okay, here we go. Very chewy, like I thought they would be. Very buttery. They're a solid 2 out of 5. They need like a flavor, you know? Which I guess I was going for plain anyways, because I was like just wanting to see if I could do the technique. The answer is no, but like I think they're just overcooked and like, I don't know if you can see on the inside, they're like hollow, and then there's a chewy part in the middle. I can't decide if I hate them or if I'm okay with them. They're just overdone, you know? I'll probably eat the whole thing anyways, you know? Just go to town on this. With some tea. Oh my god, I still have so much buttercream left though. Oh, maybe I'll make cupcakes later this week. Stick this in like a Tupperware. Oh my god, I'm like a little overwhelmed at what happened here. just feeling very overwhelmed. Like, God, where it kind of went wrong from the beginning, but oh well. This is one from the bottom shelf. You can taste that it's overcooked. The top had a good crunch though. Very chewy in the middle. So, note to self, if you over whip it, or not over whip, over fold it, and overcook it, it's going to be real chewy. It needs a flavor, you know? I think they're okay. Like, get a cup of tea or something, and these would be okay with it. I gotta figure out how to flavor these now, you know? Because that's supposedly more complicated. So, I think the game plan here, because I'm starting to get super tired, is I'm going to clean up and then let these kind of dry out a little bit with the buttercream. And we'll check on the bread when it's done, and we'll finish this up. So, see enough of you? Just an update, I had some of my almond coconut milk with some of the macarons, and realized that the milk has gone bad, and that's what I put in the bread, so that's probably why the bread's not rising. Is there's like spoiled almond and coconut milk in it, so great! Let's see how this goes. Oh, hi there, welcome to my bed. So I totally didn't calculate how long this bread was going to take and what time it would get done. So I'm just gonna like lay down for a while, and I'm gonna get up when the bread's done, you know? So, see you in a few. And we're back like 10 years later. So the bread is done. I think the milk did it real bad. It looks completely different than it usually does, so that's great. It's still really hot. So basically I'm like opening up the bread machine, and we're gonna yank it out of there by the handle. Okay, that's how it's looking. The bread is very light. It's like tan. So I'm thinking this is not going to be good to eat. Normally this is like, it's whole wheat, so it should be like dark brown, like on the top. You could see it in my like other sandwich. So let's, I also do this a lot. I like break into it while it's still burning hot, because it's like 10:30 here. Like, I don't have time to wait for this to cool down enough to get it out, and then cool it again, and then like no, we're gonna rip it out of here and burn all our fingerprints off. So, we're gonna do this. Okay, so I have to talk a little bit quieter because it's nighttime now. Oh, it feels so wrong. Ooh, this is bad. It's like extra soft. Oh God, it's so hot. Okay, we gotta make a strategy here. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's just go for it. I already think this is inedible, so I'm just gonna rip it out of here. Okay. Oh God, let's look at the inside for a second. The inside looks okay, just the outside is completely wrong. Let's tip it over maybe. Ow. Try this. Ha-ha! Okay. Oh God. Ow. Okay, I have no idea what happened with that, but let's take a look at it. So this is my bread machine bread. Isn't that just terrible. And what the heck happened? Like, so that's from ripping it out. It's okay, we'll cut all that off. And then on the inside, it looks okay. It's like your classic wheat bread. I'm sorry this is so shaky. I'm just like holding my MacBook like up. And then look at how great this is. You get a giant hole in the bottom. Perfect for making sandwiches, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, there we go. So we're going to freeze this now, you know, once I slice it up, and then we'll make our sandwiches later in the week because I am so tired right now. But yeah, thanks for watching this shit show if you're actually still watching. And I'm off to bed, you know, after this cools down. So, bye. Thanks for watching my Cookin and Chillin channel, the Chillin and Cookin channel, you know. So, have a nice night.